Lethal Weapon is here on 4K Ultra HD Blu-ray, released by Warner Brothers. It can be found as a slipcover edition and a non-exclusive steelbook, both available at your online retailers. I am a huge fan of the Lethal Weapon series, and to this day, Riggs and Murtaugh are one of the best on-screen duos on film. Mel Gibson and Danny Glover have awesome chemistry together, and with the script by Shane Black and direction from Richard Donner, it's almost a perfect action comedy. The movie is, for me, highly rewatchable, and it's hopefully inevitable the sequels arrive on 4K as well. Lethal Weapon on 4K Ultra HD Blu-ray includes both the theatrical and director's cuts of the film. It has an aspect ratio of 1:5:1, native 4K resolution, and it supports HDR10. Both cuts of the film on 4K underwent a restoration for this release. Exact details couldn't be sussed out for this review, but I will say the results more than speak for themselves. To my eyes, the source looked clean, almost immaculate in its presentation. Film grain is finely layered and does not appear to have been egregiously managed. Bit rates are fairly healthy throughout the runtime. Overall image clarity is readily apparent when matched up against its frankly dated Blu-ray counterpart. Of course, there is some inherent softness from time to time, mostly in scene transitions, optical shots, the opening credit sequence, etc. But for the majority of the film, details get a serviceable boost. Textures as a whole are nicely realized and offer some subtle nuances, especially in close-ups. The palette also gets a nice fresh coat of paint with HDR behind it. The visual aesthetic is emboldened quite well. Primaries exhibit strong tones, the red jacket on the kid Riggs and Murtaugh are talking to is vibrant, and the typical Shane Black Christmas setting offers small bursts of color, and in general, day scenes are also very pleasing. Skin tones look healthy, and whites don't appear blown out. Black levels also make a strong showing for deep night scenes and darkened interiors. I can see newcomers questioning if the film has always looked as dark as it does in certain scenes. It has for sure on previous format transfers, but the HDR here does accentuate it slightly, but not at the expense of shadow detail. Lethal Weapon on 4K Ultra HD Blu-ray has a Dolby Atmos audio mix on both the theatrical and director's cuts of the film. And on the theatrical version, there is also a original 2.0 audio track. There are also international options available. As for the Atmos, I found it to be an overall enjoyable experience. There is for sure some revisionist tinkering done with the sound design. That much is very apparent, and I could easily see this annoying some hardcore purists out there. But I do feel that it's done in a way that stays true to the spirit of the film. Audio cues in the heights are fairly static and mostly of the complementary variety. Nothing too exciting there. It certainly widens out the sound design with the additional channels available, but keep expectations in check. Surround activity in the middle and rears are also a bit more dynamic. It's when the action kicks in that those particular speakers get some use. It also serves to expand the film's score throughout the runtime. In-film dialogue is clean, though the film has always had a heavy hand on the action, which sometimes can drown out the dialogue. The low end provides a bit of heft and is more than effective in its overall delivery. When the house explodes, certain gunshots and other specific moments occur, it provides good impact. I do want to mention a weird anomaly that seems to occur anytime Riggs and Murtaugh are at Murtaugh's house. Faint in the background through the LFE is a low-level hum. It only happens during those sequences at Murtaugh's house and is gone when the scene transitions to another location. I first took notice when the pair are having beers on the boat after dinner, and it happened in every sequence there at the house. I don't recall this being a thing in any previous physical media release from the film, and it will be interesting to hear from you in the comments if you notice this as well. I did listen to the original audio mix on the theatrical cut briefly. It sounded fine, and it doesn't appear to have been tinkered with, so longtime fans will fully know what to expect. There are only a few extras of note included for this release, and they appear to be newish. One is a retrospective in remembering of the film's director, Richard Donner, which features some of the cast and crew and runs about 7 minutes. There's also a second supplemental feature, which talks about the chemistry of Riggs and Murtaugh and a few other tidbits on the film. There were no additional bonus materials from previous releases, which I couldn't recall if there were even any out there of note that we would be missing here. For the picture quality, I'm going to give Lethal Weapon on 4K Ultra HD Blu-ray an A. I think Warner Brothers did an excellent job bringing this classic 80s action flick to 4K, and it hits all the right notes. HDR does a good job giving the palette a nice boost, and image clarity is spot on. This easily puts the Blu-ray picture to shame, and it's worth the upgrade. For the audio, I scored it a B+. The new Dolby Atmos is a welcome addition, and I feel it adds a lot of presence to the film's sound design. It's true it borders on reinventing the wheel from a purist perspective, but I think the overall delivery is effective and entertaining. For fans who want the original audio, you do have that option on the theatrical cut. And the extras, I graded them a B+. The amount of supplements may only be a few offerings, but I do think they're worthwhile even if they aren't terribly in-depth. Fans wanting more bonus contents may be left disappointed, but there's still value with what we do get here. So that is my review of Lethal Weapon on 4K Ultra HD Blu-ray from Warner Brothers. If you're interested in picking up a copy for yourself, I will leave a direct link in the comment section. But if you have the disc already, let us all know your thoughts down below. In the meantime, please like, subscribe, hit that bell notification. So until next time, this is Adam with Movie Guy 365. I will see you at the movies.